me start this video off right. Young Capri Sun in the cut. What's good, y'all? It's your boy, Young Capri Sun, aka Mike Ritchie, and you haven't seen me in a minute, but I decided it's time for me to make the comeback. I've fallen off the wagon, and it's time to get back up. And, because personally, I love YouTube. YouTube is probably my favorite platform, and it's been a goal for me for a long time. I've been putting out YouTube videos randomly for the past 10 years now, but have never given it consistent focus. And so now with everything going on in my life, I figured it's the best time to hit record and to just start making some casual talking to the camera type of videos about life, what's going on, what I'm up to, because a lot of things are going on right now, from my events, connecting creators that we do every month. I dropped my first full album. I went to Africa. I just got back from LA. A lot of things been going on. And, for these videos, I want to just jump back in, not overthink it, keep it simple. Me in the studio, chatting a little bit about what's on my mind. And yeah, I'm a firm believer that it's not about where you start, but it's about where you end up. So for these videos right now, it's just about starting and going. So I kind of want to, in this video, talk a little bit about some updates of what I've been up to, mostly with this Connecting Creators project that's, been every month for the past 10 months and has really caught me by surprise and has turned into just something I never expected. And then some other life updates as well. Your boy is engaged. Pop the question. So super excited that, Ashley and I, if you've been following me, we've been together for a long time, and now we're making it official, taking the next steps. So I'm just feeling like I'm making moves in all aspects of life. Life is flying by, and it's time to start documenting it, capturing the journey, telling my story. So maybe I'll start off and talk a little bit about connecting creators. And then we'll just see where this video takes us. I'm trying to, a lot of my previous videos are super researched, scripted, high production value. And I still want to do those types of videos that's talking about art history, art movements, my favorite artist and musician type stories. I'm personally an artist creator on my journey, trying to become the best creator that I can be. So I figured the best place to learn is to go to those creators that started movements, that innovated and inspired the rest. And I want to learn about the common, what they have in common, and how I can apply it to my mindset and my art and my work that I create. And so, but I also want to have videos just like this, where I'm just in the studio, have an idea or a topic I want to talk about, hit record, and boom, we chat it up. But it's a balance. I've been way too in my head, overthinking, being a perfectionist, your boy. And now I'm just like, perfectionism doesn't matter if nothing gets out in the first place. Haven't dropped videos in a minute. And going into this year, that was one of my big goals, was to post more YouTube videos more consistently. So better late than never. We still got time with this year. And yeah, I feel like I got a lot to talk about, a lot to catch up on. Because 2026 has definitely been the most eventful year of my life so far. And that's saying a lot, because it's been a pretty crazy past couple years. But now, 10 years into my journey, a lot of things have changed, and I've changed a bunch. And, my direction has shifted and changed. Sometimes you think you're going somewhere, you make all these plans, you put in all this work, but life tells you, nah, we're going this way, bruh. And so that's kind of where I've been at in life, but I'm still building, adapting, evolving, and, feeling grateful with where I am because, the past couple years have been super difficult and have been a struggle and have been in the valley of despair. And now it feels like I'm finally climbing out of that hole and super excited about the future, everything that's coming. I'm so inspired by movements, and when I think of a movement like Cubism or Impressionism, and I look at the great artists that led those movements like Monet or Picasso, the best thing that Monet could have done for Impressionism was for him to get out and to make his art and to go start painting. And by him making his art is what attracted the other artists. It attracted the opportunities, the crowds for their exhibitions and things that they did. And so for me, I'm looking at the movement that I'm wanting to create. And the best thing that I can do for this movement is make my art and make my videos. And so for me, it feels super exciting to be able to lean into that, and this next chapter to be all about collaboration, getting out of my comfort zone, meeting new people, pushing my limits, and finding out truly what I'm capable of. I can acknowledge I've come a long way, but I can also acknowledge I have a really long way to go. And so, yeah, with connecting creators, it started with, my cousin Kensington and I deciding, let's just throw out an Instagram story. Let's do a creator meetup. We'll meet outside of a coffee shop on Center Street in Provo. We'll see how many people pull up, and we'll see what happens. Because for me, before I started my career, when I was in high school, there were these creator meetups going on that were game changing. Mostly photographers, not as many video people at the time. And, we would just get together and, for me to be a young, new creator around creators that are doing it and at a different place in their journey, it was game changing because I can learn from them. We then, are getting connected, building relationships. And now over 10 years later, a lot of those people that I met, I'm still friends with and I still know. And so for me, it's like, you never know, when you meet someone, where that relationship is going to go. Like, they could be one of the most impactful figures in your life in 5 years from now, or it could be someone that you just meet and you never see them again. But what I've seen in my career is that the people that I'm around has made the biggest impact on me getting where I want to go. And so we're like, let's start doing some creator meetups. Like, there's nothing going on around here. We want to, I'm the kind of creator that's like, can be a hermit. And I'm in the studio, even with making music, I'm doing it all on my own. I'm not really collaborating. Doing these meetups, I was like, I want to get out of my zone. I want to collaborate. And I genuinely think that collaboration is what's going to help take my work from being good to being great. And that's really the journey I'm on as a creator, is to become a greater creator. And, I don't want to just be making noise, contributing to the internet, but I want to make, work, material, art that matters, that's impactful, that's inspiring, that I feel proud of, that I want to put out, that I feel excited to get behind, and that delivers to the audience and satisfies them. I don't want people to ever watch my videos and be like, this is lame. Mike is clearly just hitting record because he's trying to sell something. And, I want to, kind of learn out loud and document the journey as I'm trying to become a greater creator. And collaboration is a massive part of that puzzle. And it kind of like sounds so simple and stupid, but I genuinely think like if you want to do something bigger than yourself, then it's going to take more people and collaboration. And I mean, even in the most simple forms, you bring one person in and you make something with them, and now factually what you made is bigger than yourself. So I genuinely believe that if I can bring together the right collaborators, the right people that genuinely are driven and love it and that they want it, and that we all have our different strengths and skills, that's how we create truly great experiences, great art, great work. And so this year with Connecting Creators, I'm leaning into it. We're doing our creator meetups every single month. And then we're also wanting to introduce a festival called the Creator Festival. And so the Creator Festival is not going to be every month, but is going to be where we're really bringing together the Avengers to create a transformative experience. And we're swinging for the fences to get something real in Utah, get off your phone and to meet some real people, because genuinely one person could change your life forever. You never know who they are. You never know where you're going to meet them. You never know when you're going to meet them. But I've seen it time and time again in my career. So many different people and that have directly changed my life in one way or the other. And so if you're a creator, a local creator that's like struggling, but you want to grow or you feel like giving up, like that is exactly what this is all about, is like come get connected, collaborate, meet some local creators that are doing it. And hopefully we can help support each other, pull you out of this hole, and even help you find your path and find your direction. So it's been really awesome seeing that, with each event, we're meeting new creators and new people are getting involved. We're going to new studios. We're highlighting dope creators from the community that are doing it and that are killing it. And it's awesome because it feels like people are genuinely enjoying our events and they want to show up and they're coming back. And for me, that's everything, because I don't want to do anything that is not being received well and it's not working. I do all of the things that I do by choice. I'm an entrepreneur. I don't have a boss or a company or a corporation telling me that I need to do this to hit this bottom line. And, with my past businesses, like with my video company, there's nothing worse than putting all my passion and my heart and hard work into a project with a client just for a client to not like it or not be satisfied. And so you have those like gut-wrenching experiences, and it's just like, how do I avoid that? How do I make it better? And so even with these events with Connecting Creators, if someone doesn't want to be there, then I don't want them to be there. I want the energy to be positive, that people want to be there, and that it's people that are trying to be better and that are trying to grow. With Connecting Creators, we have all different types of mediums. We got filmmakers, musicians, fashion designers, tattoo artists, painters, entrepreneurs, all of the above. And what brings us together isn't what we're doing or our medium that we create with, but it's how we do it, how we're moving, why we do it. And if we can come together aligned with these intentions and these goals, I genuinely believe that it's going to help everybody as a community grow faster, hit their goals, and transform their life. And so for me, it's like, yes, these events are about transformation and growth, but it's also about making sure that people want to be there, they're getting value from it, they're enjoying it, and we're over-delivering on expectations. With each event, I like to keep it interesting. We take a left turn and, make sure that we're creating a different experience, a different location, highlighting different mediums. One of our meetups, we highlighted filmmakers and we watched their short films. We had popcorn, we had soda, we had candy. But then one of our next meetups right after that, we had an art gallery, we had classical concert pianists that toured around the world, and we had hip hop and rap music and music videos. And so for me, I love, the ability to create unique experiences by bringing together these different components and then seeing what happens. And so far, I've been just blown away with the results and gets me so excited for the future. So we actually have our next Connecting Creators coming up this Friday. And like I said, we're going to keep doing these every month for the rest of the year and stay consistent. And you should pull up. If you're in Utah and you want to grow and you want to get creative, get inspired, then pull up. It's free. And we really are putting in our best foot forward to make sure that these are super enjoyable and super beneficial. The other big update that's been exciting with Connecting Creators has been, my development with my music and as an artist, and how getting out of my shell and being part of Connecting Creators has really started to help me grow and do new things. Like I see Connecting Creators as this local platform for creators to get involved, to find opportunities, to connect with people, and to launch off of this platform to find success and to get a little bit of support. And so for me, a big part of that has been getting out of my shell, sharing my music. At each of our Connecting Creators events, there's a time at the end where it's like people are just free creating, hanging out, and we'll play local music from artists in the room and just have a chance to, one, get artists to listen to their music in a public space that might not have shared it, like me, or have people that love local artists and music be able to discover some really talented, underrated musicians. And so for me, it's like there's been this collective of musicians appearing at our events, and it's been pushing me to do my very first live performance. And I did my first live performance at Connecting Creators number 6, where we had 12 different artists. And I was so nervous. I'd never performed, but that was the perfect place for me because it was a crowd of people that somewhat knew me, that was open-minded, that was growth-focused, super supportive, super creative, and it was such an incredible experience. And so after that, I've continued to push myself with my music, wanting to perform more, pulling up to open mics, and still is an area that, I've been recording my music for almost 6 years now, and been making music way longer than that, but 6 years has been when I started Apple Shift Q and started recording my vocals, writing songs, and making my original music. So now, fast forward, it took over 5 years for me to just get to that place where I feel confident in my music to be able to share it and to be able to perform it and to even be able to talk about it. Because, my music is one of those things that, I honestly don't like sharing it with people unless I like you. There's a lot of songs that, make me super uncomfortable to put out, and has taken me a lot of time to develop my skills to be able to play my music and be like, okay, wait, I genuinely fuck with this. And, it wasn't always like that. When I first started recording my music, I wasn't even putting the songs out. And, I was super insecure, super nervous about how it was going to be received. But now it's so awesome having Connecting Creators behind me, having a local community of our other artists and creators that are putting out their music to support each other. And it gives me so much confidence to get in the studio with other artists and to record with other artists or record in other studios or to talk about my music. So I want to do more videos like this where I want to talk about my journey as an artist and as a developing artist, but also just talk about my journey in general, doing events, building businesses, growing as a creator, and documenting the journey. So, kind of rambling at this point, getting long-winded. What do y'all think? Y'all vibing? Drop a comment below. I want to keep these more casual. Like I said, I'm not scripting anything, but I am coming in with an intentional message.